welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by your faculty, Sushma KP. So, what is the topic that we will be looking into today? Putin to visit India in December. What does it mean for the global scenario at the present moment? See, let's break down few things. Who is coming? Putin is coming. Meaning, who is coming? Russia. Now, just a small backdrop of your Russia-Ukraine war. Amidst this backdrop, it is still ongoing. The one word here is, it's an ongoing war. In this point of time, the Russian head of state is coming to visit India. The question there will be in here is multiple things: why, what, where, etc. The first thing is why. Why is the Russian President Vladimir Putin visiting India at this point of time? First and foremost, further the answer lies where? Your Kremlin's aide Yuri Ushakov has held that Putin coming to India in December is confirmed. It is confirmed, meaning why is he coming? He is coming here because of the annual summit between India and Russia. The aide Yuri Ushakov has also mentioned that your Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Vladimir Putin are frequently on phone calls with each other, but now they will be directly coming face to face. Which means, have they not met at all in this year? No, they have met twice in this year alone, that is Vladimir Putin and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. One is for the BRICS summit which was held in Kazan, and second is for the annual India-Russia summit which was held in Moscow. Now, with the invitation from India, Putin will be visiting India. Alright. Now, this is the let's say the context. One of the important aspects for this meeting is this will be the first face-to-face meeting since 2024. Now we can ask, what will be the possible discussions in the annual summit between India and Russia? It would be with respect to defense, it would be with respect to energy. Right. Now, these two are very key important factors considering what is happening in the geopolitical scenario right now. What that is, in a little bit while we will be discussing in the course of the video. Alright. So, the why is settled. What makes this? See, first and foremost, if you have to understand about your annual summit. Now, we are addressing the what part of the question. What makes this annual summit so important? See, first and foremost, the concept of annual summit is pretty old to India, meaning India has had this annual summit for a very long time with two of its oldest neighbors or two old ties. What are the two old ties? One is with respect to your Russia and another is with respect to your Japan. Understanding? So, this annual summit is very important is because this marks the 15th year. Understanding? That is, this annual summit marks the 15th year in special and privileged status that India and Russia have with each other. This is very important milestone with regard to the annual summit. And second thing is with respect to defense cooperation. If you see India's defense, majority of our S-400s, which you would have heard in your Operation Sindoor also, that and if you see majority of our crude oil purchases, defense, etc. are all from our eastern neighbor predominantly, and we decided to diversify here because of the western pressures. Clear? So, the possibility of defense cooperation is also very higher. Now, if you see with respect to geopolitical backdrop, there will be two things we have to look into. First is growing proximity between Russia and China. Growing proximity between Russia and China meaning what? See, first and foremost, your Russia, when US President started levying tariffs on all the, let's say the Trump's first term, China was probably one of the countries which was able to give a equal and back resistance to your USA. So now they are trying to align, see first of all if you see with respect to China, it wants to replace USA. But right now it also knows that US wields a lot of hard and soft power. So it won't be easy or possible in any near time soon to replace USA. So what is China settling for? Multipolarity. In this multipolarity, even see when I tell multipolarity, even Russia knows now it is, now one backdrop is your US, especially your present Russia-Ukraine war, US President Biden walked into the war knowing that he thought he will defeat Russia. For a very long time they have been trying to suppress Russia, but they are not able to. Now Russia on the other hand, Russia also knows that it is not as mighty as it once was like it USSR. But at the same point of time it also knows it brings to the table a larger chunk to counter your USA. So China and Russia alone will not be able to counter USA, but when they are aligned, when the interests are aligned, then they will be able to counter USA. This is what they are trying to do. This amidst the period of time when USA is becoming very much reckless with respect to tariffs. What is reckless with respect to tariff? It has imposed tariffs specifically in order to end the war for two reasons. With respect to India, it is singling out and telling because it accuses India, see as of now there is 50% tariff. This includes additional tariff of 25% because we are purchasing crude oil or our energy reserves from Russia, which USA claims India is the topmost procurer, but according to our External Affairs Minister Jayanagara, it is the China that is the one that is procuring the largest. And second thing is for bringing India and arm twisting India into a trade deal. Okay, so this is how your USA is trying to bully India, and at this point of time, annual summit and also alongside this a SCO summit, which is trying to move more towards multipolarity, strategic autonomy, understanding, and this is also with respect to India's energy diplomacy, wherein we are simply claiming that, see there is rising crude oil imports, especially post-Ukraine war. That is because our national interest or national interest priorities over trump the geopolitical stance. So this is what India is trying to convey. Now if you see what are the implications for this bilateral relations, especially from your Russia and India perspective, this is reinforcement despite sanctions. USA is trying everything to make sure that if it levies secondary tariffs or additional tariffs on India, this will pressurize your Russia to end the war, first thing. Second thing, many times they have even dubbed it as Modi's war. They have told that India is the one that is financing Russia-Ukraine war through its oil purchases. Despite this, we are standing our stance. India is standing its stance is because it is reinforcing national security, national interest over your geopolitical stance. And also it will go ahead with nuclear cooperation, pharmaceutical sector, and especially with respect to your trade in your north-south understanding. So if you see from multilateral dimensions also, this annual summit will also be discussions for technology, connectivity, and with respect to multilateral engagements, now more than ever the need to become more stronger in multilateral forums and regional stability with SCO, Shanghai Cooperation, BRICS, G20, and India trying to become the leader of your global south or the voice of global south. Amidst this, how do you think all this is going to impact US and India relations? First and foremost, see, despite USA levying tariffs on India, India has not retaliated, which means it is still going for the balancing act of USA and its regional partners such as your China and Russia. So which means there is a lot of strategic calculation that we see in India's foreign diplomacy. And also the Western expectations of India trying to forego and be on the lines of what the West dictates, even if it affects our national priorities, India is hitting that back. despite the fact that we are getting cats are concerns, which means sanctions levied on a country if you purchase energy from a list of countries that USA is blacklisted. For example, your Iran, now Russia, understanding. Another thing is increasing Russian defense purchases, like we said, S-400s, where we are trying to diversify and also increase the number of S-400s. At present, what is the tensions between USA and India? First and foremost, doubling down the tariffs to 50%, which is inclusive of 25% additional tariffs. And also, India defends its oil imports from Russia, stating that national priority comes first. And also, at this point of time, what India is trying to do is balance between Moscow and Washington and also your Beijing. So here, all three are put together. So this summit, annual summit, is very important, is because it is a time-tested friendship over your uncertainty over Western alliances. So 75 plus years of diplomacy with respect to India and Russia, and huge amount of trade, and like our Prime Minister Narendra Modi had once mentioned in a BRICS summit, one old friend is always better than two new friends. So that is the same takeaway that we will be taking from your annual summit of India and Russia, which is to take place. That is Putin visiting India. With this, we come to the end of the video. If you like our video, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.